Hey there, Mark Vinciguerra, Vinciguerra Custom Shop Guitars. Listen, I'm trying some new stuff here. I've got the OBS running, and I was really trying to avoid that. But you know, the ones that are the videos that I shoot out at the shop at the workbench, I'll still do those. But I was trying to get something going that I can get away from the shop a little bit, and at least get in my office and get with the computer, because I wanted to show some of the CAD stuff. So the project we're working on now is for a customer who wants the JPJ setup from basically the Fender Urge bass that Stu Hamm had made. It's actually the Urge 2. It was a 34-inch scale. The original Urge, I think, was 32. So basically what I go for when I'm changing pickup placement is I want to be real careful, as you should. Because if you get the wrong harmonic node of the string underneath the pole piece, man, it'll cancel out everything. It just sounds thin and puny and horrible. And some notes may jump out, may not. They may all be subdued. Maybe half of them will be subdued. Maybe, who knows? So when it comes to the standards, the J bass, P bass, Music Man, there's a reason those basses sound like they do. And to try to reinvent the wheel is on. Now, if you're just doing it on paper, reinventing the wheel is just kind of a dumb thing to do. If you're going to cut a big swimming pool cavity out of a bass and make it so that you can move pickups up and back, man, that's great. You know, do your own thing, and that way you'll know. But it's like, man, there's so many good pickup placements out there. The technique I'm fixing to show you is how I landed on my current spacing with my customs. It's how I confirm Fender measurements. It's how I kind of look at everything from a pickup placement perspective. My past screw ups, you know, that's like my first and second basses. I really thought I wanted that rear pickup closer. Oh, that's nice. I'll be back with y'all in a minute. That's the wife calling. Hey, Dad. Anyway, so past screw-ups. Yeah, my first and second basses, I really thought I wanted the pickup placement, the rear pickup closer to the bridge. And man, that the first one, it wasn't as evident because I built it out of alder. So alder, Moses graphite neck. It was an odd combination, EMGs. Well, an odd combination. It sounded good. It was just neck heavy, which really sucks. So I was like, well, we definitely need to, since I'm using the Moses graphite, I need to beef up the body. So African Babinga, it was my first Elite, so it was a hippie sandwich, flame maple, you know, front and back, and the core was Babinga. Anyway, 11-pound bass, still got it. It's a fretless now with a Moses fretless neck on it, but it was fretted at the time. And man, the rear pickup got this funny compressed, is a odd compressed sound. The notes did not blossom correct. For fretless, it's not as apparent because fretless basses kind of blossom in different ways than fretted basses, if that makes sense. It's a totally different instrument, but you know what I'm saying. So it gave meaning to the placement, but still not what I like. It's very I don't know. It's got an attack and a decay that's too fast. So anyway, needless to say, I got real specific with pickup placement from that point. and just started looking what everybody was doing. And in that exercise, I started looking at all of my contemporaries, and I had recently played a Roscoe fretless. Man, it played phenomenal. It was a great instrument. I've played a few Roscoes since, and they didn't do to me what this first one did. It was a magical instrument. It looked amazing too. But so I knew and had an immense respect for Roscoe basses, and actually did what I'm fixing to show you on a Roscoe, or several Roscoes, just to find out if he was, I like to find out if people are doing the same, or if they're just willy-nilly just slapping the pickups in there. And most of us, we're using templates. Once we find what we like, we build the templates and jigs and fixtures, and that's what we do. So normally people are the same after they land on it. Anyway, that's where I landed, was basically on kind of a Roscoe setting. I let other people's pain be my gain. If that is it cheating, I don't know, but it sounds good. And of course, I used the Curbow on my Deacon, Curbow's placement, between you, me, and the lamppost. Top secret, but I was eating Mexican food with Greg Curbow. It was a fun time. And he asked me, all seriously, he says, Mark, he says, do you know why I put the front pickup angled like I do on the Petites? And I'm like, get all close. I'm like, no, Greg, tell me the magic. What's the sauce, man? Why? He leaned in, he said, because it looks cool. Now, that is a true story. Matter of fact, I think Simon was there. Anyway, I don't know who else was there, but I think he was BSing me, but he was serious as a heart attack when he said it. It is cool looking, and it kicks a little bit out of the way for the funk guys. I don't know. It's unique. It's unique, and Greg's materials were unique. My Deacons have a unique voice compared to my other basses, so it's cool. I like it. I'm keeping it. Thanks, Greg. Cool. It is cool. Anyway, I'm going to flick over here and see if I can do this without messing up. So basically what we got here is Autodesk Fusion 360, and I've brought in the Fender Urge 2. If you don't know how to do that, it's under Insert, and you want to insert a canvas. Go out on the web and find the flattest face-on shot you can get. Matter of fact, let's just go on over to here, and let's grab something. Let's go Fender P-Bass, and then let's jump right here to images, and we'll just get into the busyness of it. So here's the thing. You need a shot like this one that's got the entire instrument, okay? Because you want high contrast, high resolution. Yeah, that's actually pretty good. But you need the entire scale length. Hey, this one's even better from ZZ Sound. All right, so yeah, then right click and go away. Right click and save the image as. And where'd my deal go? Let's put it up here. Let's just pop it in on desktop's fine. Now let's put P-Bass. All right, let's get out of that now and get back over here, and let's go to canvases. Let's get rid of this dude, and let's insert a new canvas. So just so I can show you how to do this, insert from my computer. We're gonna get right up here. I think desktop was right there, but we'll go to this guy. Get this one. Now when it comes in, you got to tell it what plane you want it on. So this is going to be the face down looking plane. Now that you've selected a plane, now the image is somewhere. There it is. It's very tiny, very tiny. I'm going to orient this from the top, and it's at least it is oriented correctly. So I'm going to check my center line real fast. Holy snipies, it's very close. And then I'm going to check the nut. Man, it can just nudge over to the left. These guys, the photographer was jamming. So let's, let me scale it up first. Forget that. This is going to be, we'll be all day trying to get that. And then once we scale it up, while that window was up, what I should have done is there's a little thing here called calibrate. Or just right click on the picture and calibrate. So what it's wanting for you to do at this point is it's wanting for you to give it a known dimension. So what I want to do is I want to go from this saddle right here, the intonation point, I'm going to bring it over to where I know the center is going to basically be in between those two saddles, and about even with that. And then I'm going to go way up here and I'm going to strike it right in between the nut. Right there. And now you see that's less than 1 inch. We know Fender's 34, so we're going to go 34 inches, and we are in inches, correct? Yes, I know we are because it's one of my drawings. All right, so we're going to back way out, way out. I think I'm going the wrong way. I am. I always do that. Some of these DAWs are in different lands. Okay, so now let me look. That needs to come over. So whatever that block is, about 1 block. And then up here, man, this really just needs to come about 1 block. I don't know what the measurement is, but let's right click on it again and move it. And then I'm going to lefty, and I'm going to just go negative 100 thou. I didn't mean to push enter. That's not what you're supposed to do. Oh, that got right on the money. And that's right on the money. See the green line I'm looking at is right in between. That's great. I don't want to spend a bunch of time doing this. That's why I shouldn't have pushed enter, because now I need to go up. And what I want to do is I want to drag it straight up, and I want that intonation point to be right there. So let's go, we don't want a negative, we want a plus. You know what, I needed that 20 to stay there, and I got to go negative, so that's going to be 19, I don't know, 50, I don't know, let's see, so 1980, it's a funny year, 1990, that is real close, and let's go 91, 92, and that's it. That's where I'm at. So my intonation point, that red line, which is origin, is here. I always put my origin and my basses at the scale length. That's the way I do it. That way I know if it's naked, there's no pickups in it, there's nothing. If I'm doing old school pin router templates, my screw, or one of the 2 screws, goes in that hole. So, and it's right on the seam of the book match. It works for me. It's home. Okay, so I always know where home is. Excuse me, I'm getting dry mouth here. And consequently, that is my origin on my CNC for all of my operations. Okay, so this body is set. Now we want to trace it and get a copy of a P-base. Negative. But what you can do is you can find out exactly how far the pickup is from the intonation point. But let's turn on the other one and look. So if you just come on in for a little look, this dark one is the P-base. This lighter one behind it is the urge. You can see that P-base is definitely in a different zip code. But I listened to a bunch of sound bites of this bass, and I actually dug it. I really did. I think I dug all of the sounds. There wasn't one that was weak, and they had a JP or PJ. Then they had all 3. They had JJ, and then they had a front JP. And I dug them all. They were cool, man. There was a lot of options. Anyway, let's just get back to the original task at hand, which is we want this pickup placement. So basically, what's the simplest way to do this? Create a sketch on the bottom plane, and let's unsnap this. Sorry. Get the snap off, and then let's just try to grab it right from the center of that pole. It's still snapping. Oh, it wants to snap to horizon. That's fine. Just for the sake of ease, I'm going to leave that on. And we'll just do this kind of wonky. Sorry. Boom. Okay, that's all we needed. So here, hit that. And we want to D for dimension. Okay. Now let's go from this guy to this guy. Pop it here. Let's go from, I think you have to pop from that guy to that guy. And then you have to go from that guy to that guy. Wait, what just happened? Wait, what? Did it do it? Yes, it did. Okay, so there's our measurements. So to the pole pieces, we've got 1.9. And this one is 3.5, so that's 3.5. This one is 4.7. So I'd kick off that last digit on all of those because there's no sense in all that. I'm not even that accurate on this right side, and that just shows you that the photograph is slightly skewed and you really don't know how. And looking down on this intonation point, I could have been back just a butt hair more. So with all that being said, that's where we should be to get that. Oh, I forgot, I left out a whole pickup, dude. So used to 2 pickups, man. I'm sorry. I gotta draw the line first. Draw the line, sucker. You know what? Yeah, that's all right. Normally, I shouldn't have opened a new sketch, but that's all right. Should have just added on to the other one. I'm going to keep it on the horizon, just like the other one. Just because, and let's dimension that one. From there to there. And that guy is 6 1/4. I am going to lose this guy. And we'll keep those open for now. Where is my fusion? Here, little fusion. Whoop, I saw something. What happened? I think it was down here. Yes. All right, so you can see. Ooh, that's interesting. Oh, this is a 35-inch instrument too. So now I've got to up convert. So basically what I'm going to do is, let's just do it real fast. Let me get out of this. Just turn that off. Okay. Should have left that on. Close that. Okay, so basically what we got to do here, if I'm thinking right, get back in our sketches. This guy. So I'm going to go into this and edit the sketch. And I am going to go ahead and put my snaps back on. It's over here. Snap to grid. Awesome. Get out of the way now. And I'm just going to put me a line here. And then I'm going to go up .34 inches. I believe this is going to be it right here. I hope. We'll find out in just a second because we're going to go dimension and we're going to take it from here all the way back. I don't know why I'm not using my space mouse. 34 inches. Okay. All right, so that's good. So now what we need to do is I need to scale this drawing or this sketch palette to 35 inches. Let's see if S gets us there and scale. Yeah, there we go. All right, so now entities and point. Yep, okay, so let's do it. Let's just do entities. And I don't think it's going to let me... Okay, scale factor. So, I feel like such a tard. Sorry. This is how you roll, man. You gotta learn as you go. I think if you take 35 divided by 34, comes to 1.0294. So let's take the first. Let's do that. Let's do that, shall we? 1.029. And it moved to 35. And if you notice, all of these guys here went with it. So let's go back down to 1. See it move. Let's just zoom in on that, shall we? All right, 1029. See that? So, all right, we're scaled up to 35 inches. I'm keeping it. Probably should have saved the original. It doesn't matter. I've got the original canvas. So I could have done that by scaling up the canvas to 35 instead of 34. In hindsight, I should have done it that way. Would have saved a lot of videotape, a lot of talking, and me scratching around trying to figure out what to do. That does go to show you how intuitive this program, Fusion, is, man. It just it's easy to get around in. So now that I've got that, let's turn back on this guy. So you can see we're right on the money. This is going to be a nice spot for that P, and we're just going to slide the J back. This is going to be an awesome base. This is Fusion. It's based off of my VJ, which is my Vinciguerra Jazz, or vintage-inspired jazz, which is a 24 fret, the 5-string version, 35-inch scale. 4-string version is 34. This is a 5. So I need to, get the appropriate pickup measurements. I can't just trace those that we had. I'm going to go, I think we're going to go Aguilar, possibly. We have some other options we're kicking around, but anyway, I will get the exact dimensions of what we're going to use and put in there, because the 5-string P is a little wonky, obviously. So, all right, well, that's really all I wanted to cover. For what it's worth, I probably lost about half of you guys before I got started good. I guess I should put in the title of this video that this is about Fusion 360 and drawing in CAD and bass guitars and all that happiness. But those of you that know me and have been in creative conversations with me, I am easily inspired. I get inspired by just walking outside. I was inspired this very morning when I walked into the shop. I was walking up the stairs to the door, and it's been a little cool here in Florida. I'm not going to say cold, because I know most of the country has been like decimated by these crazy cold snaps. We had a cold snap that it never even really froze. So, but the thing that's weird in Florida is when you get a 40+ degree morning, it could easily get in the 70s. Yesterday it was weird. It was 46 in the morning, and I think it was 84 in the afternoon. Crazy. It's weird. The concrete here will start to sweat. Your floor will start to get wet because of the ground temperature and the air temperature being so radically contrasted. Anyway, that's not what inspired me. when I came up this morning, it was like 68 degrees, 67 degrees, and it was just nice. And I could hear birds for miles. I mean, it was like every bird, thousands, just off in the distance, just chattering. Cool, cool, cool. I get inspired when I walk out that door and the clouds look like billowy quilted maple. And there's a little bit of a red tint to it on one edge, puffy white on the other, and it's this deep sky blue behind it. That kind of stuff inspires me. Conversations with people that are passionate about our art form, whether that's building or playing, either doesn't matter equally. I love the subject altogether. So anyway, I'm gonna let y'all go, man. I just thought it would be kind of cool to come hang out with y'all, show you my process just a little bit. Sorry I had to look at OBS. I don't have my second monitor back yet. Got a new computer built, and it's a beastie, so that's the plus. It's running real horsepower, which I love. I can do the recording stuff and get into the DAW and open it up and share some stuff. And I can get into CAD and do the same and not have to worry about it dragging, crashing, blah, blah, blah. So anyway, for now, sorry I haven't posted a video in a while. I'll try to keep it up and just kind of do some random stuff. Peace, Godspeed, Nanu Nanu, and Shazbat.